All right, Shalom, Shalom, sure, brother. While running back with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying, I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Wahab Kakadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 that's prophesied in the name and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, also the correct doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. I want to send a shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah by their faith. Just got another lesson I want to bring out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah as the apostles that brought this information out. I seen it, the interview, a little bit of it, as I seen them go into it, going into with Sakari leader, Guerrilla Hebrew. But basically, he had made a statement, which I don't know if he would just, I mean, it ain't my opinion to speak on what he really thinks. I mean, it's not my opinion, it's just what he said. Basically, he said that we're pretty much not he's not a prophet of doom. And that's the whole, pretty much, the ministry. If you want to sum it up in a nutshell, we are the prophets of doom. And we're prophesying to you of things that are coming to pass in the near future and things that are going to happen far off. And we don't have a time frame or a timeline on the things that are going to come to pass, but prophecy is speaking without us even prophesying it. And these prophecies are going to come to pass if we believe it or not, or we think it's coming or not. And we're very, very close to the day of doom, man, here in Babylon the Great. And the prophecies are pretty much speaking for themselves. We're just waiting pretty much on really two major prophecies. And one, we don't want to be here when that prophecy happens. But I'm speaking of the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, and the Battle of Armageddon, which will bring in with thermonuclear missiles, man. And that prophecy, Lord willing, we are beamed up when that one happens. So let's get right into what he said. We're going to get the apostles, their take on it. And we're going to hear some scriptures, man, just going into the point that we are prophets of doom, man.
It's definitely real, for sure. I want to go back to what you said about the end times, right? You said after, quote unquote, Jesus, or what is called Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
After he passed away, that's when the end times began, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you genuinely believe we're in the end times?
For sure. 100%.
I mean, my thing is, how long can the end times last? Because, I mean, we're talking about when?
2,000 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, how long do these end times really last?
Well, it's hard to say, but we do know, according to scripture, a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. So it's been 2,000 years to humanity, but to God it's been 2 days. It says that by the third day that he would rise, we would rise up again. So I would say in about 3,000 years. So anywhere between now and 1,000 years from now, it can be over.
So there's a good possibility we might not even be able to see the return of Jesus Christ.
That's possible, yeah, for sure. I'm not like saying, hey, a doomsday preacher, hey, look, get ready, nigga, it's happening tomorrow. Nah, it could. And if I take a look at the prophetic timeline and what's going on in the world right now, it's looking pretty good for us, but you know, things can change.
So what does that happen?
And see, he's not hastening the day, man. He's he's not hastening the day because he's not seeing that the prophecies are coming to pass. It's showing you it's all pointing to the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. Which the end time started when Yahweh Shah was born. That's why they wanted to kill him. That's why Herod wanted to kill him, Yahweh Shah, when he was born. But he said that he made a statement that he's not a doomsday prophet like it's going to happen tomorrow. And we telling you it's going to happen tomorrow, man. Which he just said the timeline for the Lord is 1 day. 1,000 years is 1 day. So we're telling you it's going to happen tomorrow, man, because we are in that third day. All it'll take is one major event. And things will change immediately. As we see prophecy coming off the page, which I'm going to get to, the Russians, man. And that's why we saying it's going to happen any day, man. And the reason why I say tomorrow, because the time is so fast, man. The days and the weeks are happening, going by so fast. Shit, the next day, shit, you feel like 2 days from now will be the next day, man. It's going so fast, I'll be forgetting days, man. That's the point, man. Things are happening so fast, and the scripture tell you the Lord shortened days. If he wouldn't have shortened the days, then the Lord would no flesh would be saved, man. And that's talking about now, because look at all the food is being destroyed. Look at all the sickness and plagues that's coming up on the earth. Let's get into the apostles and elders. We'll get into the apostles, the bishops there as well.
You know,
Okay, I got it.
you turn this knowledge as truth. You became a hustle prophet, like Apostle Paul calls him. That's his words. You became a hustle prophet. All right.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I don't know what kind of money you're bringing or whatever, but the guys that's bringing in a lot of money,
you bring a lot of.
you know, there's a question mark here, bro. You know, hey, heaven can wait type of thing.
Oh,
And we want the fuck up out of here, brother. We don't want to. Hey, that's why the prayer in Proverbs 30. Give me neither poverty nor riches.
riches. Yeah.
What would happen if you're doing good?
You forget about the Most High.
Forget about the Most High.
Right.
At least I deny him.
Yeah. At least I deny him. Yep.
Hey, wait a minute. Ain't he the Hebrew and the Hellcat? Remember that?
So yeah, basically, you see what the apostle stands on it, man. And every day I wake up, I pray it happen that day, man. I pray it happen tomorrow, man. All hell break loose, man. Because like you said, we want out of here, man. We don't want this place to continue the way it is, man. This is no way to live, man. And I know I'm tired of basically living to die, man. Because all you have here is to live and die. That's it, man. That's why our parents and our family, they just living to die. They living to retire, die, and that's it. That's how they think that's how everything ends. But look here. As right here is February the 19th, it says, while Donald Trump blames Ukraine for starting the war, Russian state TV are showing their viewers how they will United States. I ain't gonna say that word because I don't know if they monitor that word yet. But you see this, man. This is nothing made up. This is on a tweet. This was made. They're showing this to their people in their country, man. On national TV, they are showing it's a submarine hidden Babylon the Great, man. And that's on the West Coast. So we're not 1,000 years off, man. This is going to happen very soon, man. We still can't put a time on it, but why would they be showing their people how this is going to play out, man? Why would they be showing them this? This is their intentions, man. This is their intentions. Now, the nations and leaders, they are patient, man. The only country that runs into battles, into conflicts is Babylon the Great. Everyone else is strategic. They put things in place for them to conquer their mission, man. Not to make it a drawn out thing. And in war, people put pieces here and put pieces there to basically like checkers, man. Not checkers, chess. You don't rush in all your queen, your rooks, and your bishops. You don't run them to the king, man, because that's how you're going to get conquered, man. You put pieces in place to check the king. Now, I don't know Putin, but check this video out, and you can tell through the spirit. Well, I ain't gonna say through the spirit. You just tell the mindset that he is in, man, and he's always been in, and he's never lost his cool on making a move that's going to cost his country pieces to basically the greater scheme of what they want to do. And this is all biblical prophecy. Now I don't want to play. Let me get it. I'm just going to play it on my...
So it seems that this is common knowledge to the rest of the world that apparently is not the United States. Apparently this is something that US citizens do not know. that everybody else in the world has long known for a long time, and that is Vladimir Putin's ultimate objective. It's probably deliberate that Big Brother of US media has prevented their citizens from knowing this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the truth bomb on you guys. What is Vladimir Putin's ultimate objective? It's you. It's you. Vladimir Putin was in the KGB at the time that the Soviet Union collapsed, and he wrote a piece describing it as the greatest humiliation in history. And Vladimir Putin has, since that time, worked to see the restoration of the Soviet Union. And he wants to pay back the humiliation that was caused by the collapse of the Soviet Union. And he wants to do that by collapsing America. That's why he's in Ukraine. Because once he takes over Ukraine and gains that power, he will then move into other parts of Europe, and then other parts, and then other parts, until he is more powerful than you, and then he is coming for you directly. It'll be the Cold War 2.0. This has been known for a very long time. This is why US intelligence agencies have always said that Russia is your enemy, because they are Putin's ultimate target is you, and you don't even know it. That is why he needs to be stopped in Ukraine, because if he's driven out of Ukraine and back to Russia, his plan is thwarted at step one while he can still be stopped. And if it comes to Cold War 2.0, none of the allies are coming to your aid, because you will have isolated all of them. Because you will have stabbed them in the back, and when you call for help, they will not be taking that call. You will be on your own with a rebuilt Soviet Union more powerful than you. That is the ultimate objective. So by protecting Ukraine, you are actually protecting yourselves. That is the ultimate truth of this fact. Whether you believe it or not, that is the fact of it. You can choose to remain ignorant of that and sleepwalk the way to the end of your country. It's not our problem. It's not us he ultimately wants. It's you.
And see, the world knows this. Only people that don't know is the Babylonians, man. The prophets and the elders of a great millstone on down, we know this information, man. The prophets, the elders, bishops, the men of the Lord, they have the likewise, think the same way for the most part, follow the same doctrine. We had the same mindset, man, because this is in the scriptures, man. They was going to rouse up the bear, and he was going to attack them, which it might have been, in the near future, but the Lord roused them up, man. We're going to get that in Isaiah 13, man. So even though, they went into Ukraine, this is all biblical prophecy. This is how the Lord had it set up, man, to rouse up Putin, and they're not going to turn back. It's not going to. This heated battle is not going to go down, man. They're not going to go all the way through, get into Ukraine, get prepared for battle, and turn back, like she was saying. But they've been knowing this for many, many years, man. This has always been talked about, man. Just like the Japanese never forgot that it was bombed by Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They never forgot that, man. Just like she said, that Putin never forgot how the Soviet Union was humiliated, man. And they never forgot that, man. And see, what she was saying was true. Because now you're seeing that Trump is alienating his allies, and they're not going to protect them, man. It goes into Revelation 17, man. So we are definitely on the path of destruction, man. The day of doom and gloom, man. We're on that path. This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. And if a prophet is not prophesying as our prophets of old, they're not truly prophets, man. This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. See that? Of war and of evil and of pestilence. They prophesied these in all the history of the world, man. The prophets prophesied against major countries, nations, empires, of their ruin, man, of their destruction. Let's get this another translation, man. New Living Translation says, the ancient prophets who preceded you and me spoke against many nations, always warning of war, disaster, and disease. That's plain, man. The ancient prophets are doing what the prophets are doing in this day and time, man. So you should be able to distinguish who are the true leaders of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Who are the true prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that is on earth today, man. Long ago, the prophets who persuaded you and me prophesied wars, disasters, and plagues against many countries and great kingdoms, man. So Babylon the Great, being the greatest kingdom to ever exist, wouldn't it be prophets prophesying against that place, man? Of that day of destruction that's coming to that place? Of wars, pestilence, disease, disaster? You would have that, man. And that's what we're doing through the Spirit of the Lord now, man. See, what we doing is all spiritual, man. And you go on TikTok, people debating about this, people debating about that. Those people are set for destruction, man. Those they are set up to be a stumbling block for those that the Lord does not want, man. And we get into the time now, the Lord is going to close the curtain on being a part of the hopeful elect. And those that are not seeking Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will be left out there and be destroyed. This is 2nd Esdras 8, and I'm going to start at verse 46. It says, then answered he me and said, things present are for the present, and things to cometh for such as be to come. For thou comest far short that thou shouldest be able to love my creature more than I, but I have oftentimes drawn nigh unto thee and unto it, but never to the unrighteousness, to the unrighteous. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and has not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified. And that's the prophets, man. We're not claiming to be this high and mighty, rich in stature. We're not claiming it. We humbled ourselves and repented to the Lord, man. It says, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and has not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. So great miseries are coming to these people for walking in great pride, man. Rejecting the word of the Lord, man. Rejecting Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Walking in great pride, not knowing the destruction is nearer than we could possibly believe, man. This is 2nd Esdras 7 in verse 41. It says, even so now, seeing corruption is grown up, and wickedness increased, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it not be so now also? He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. See that? Not the end of the world, but the end of this time, man. That day of doom. And the beginning of immortality for to come as the kingdom of heaven, wherein corruption is past. See, the kingdom of heaven, no corruption will be there. But to get to the kingdom of heaven, the day of doom has to come. And we're prophesying on the day of doom. We just read about in 2nd Esdras 8 about great miseries that are coming on the earth because of the people are walking in great pride, man. They're walking in great pride. We just read that, man. So this present life is not the end. So we know that if we die on the side, it's not the end, man. See, that's the understanding that these people have, that they live and they die and nothing ever happens again. That's it. No, we know that this is not going to be the end of the world. It's just going to be the end of this time. Many kingdoms have went down, and the life continued on. But we know at the end of this man's kingdom, the end of this man's world is going to be the day of doom. And you can read about this in 2 Ezra 6. But I, for sake of time, I didn't get that. But you can get it in 2 Ezra 6. Well, matter of fact, let me get it. I'm right there. Fuck it. This is 2 Ezra 6. It's just getting the point in verse 9, well, 8. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. See that? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, and that's the kingdom of heaven. This is like we read in 7. The day of doom will be the end of this man's time and the beginning of immortality, man, which is to come. And that's the kingdom of heaven. See, it's plain to us now. We got the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and the Lord is opening our spirit up to understand deeper visions, deeper mysteries. And now we know that this is close. This ain't what Guerrilla Hebrew, what's his name? Well, I just call him Guerrilla Hebrew. I don't be thinking of names like that, but you know what I mean, man. This just can't be off 1,000 years, man, because we already read about the people walking and living in great pride. It's not 1,000 years away, man. This thing is very, very close, man. We're at the end of the world, man. We're at the end of the world. This is 2 Ezra 16, and I'm starting at verse 13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. Start at 12, it's 11. Yahweh Shem Yahushua shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beat to powder at his presence. And we know the Lord is soon to come. The prophecies are pointing to the Lord returning. The earth quaketh, the foundation thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep. And the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and before the glory of his power. And see, the Lord, the earth is being stirred up at the Lord's return, man. And you know Esau playing with the weather. Well, in my area is what I've been working outside for over 15 years, and I never heard of a polar vortex. This year alone has been 3. What's going on? It's been 2 so far, but it's supposed to be 3. Now the earth is being shaken, man. So the scripture tell you that there's going to be earthquakes in diverse places, and all these things. You can read about that in Matthew 24. You're seeing them happen right before our eyes, man. The earth is being stirred up, man, being prepared for the Lord returning. It is also being prepared for the thermonuclear missiles that will destroy different areas of the world, man. Verse 13, it says, for strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. And those arrows is speaking of thermonuclear missiles, man. And shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So when the Lord started to shoot these missiles from one end of the world to the other end, they're not going to miss their designated places that the Lord had strategically to hit. And Babylon the Great is going to be overkill, man. This place will never be inhabited again. And we're going to get to that as well. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So through the Spirit, everything is already pretty much happening, man. We just basically waiting to catch up in the flesh. Because through the Spirit, everything is already happening, man. Everything is being put in place. The Lord spoke, as he said, he speak of things from the beginning. Dan, I should got that scripture. Basically, you're saying that you speak of things from the end. He know the end from the beginning. Roughly paraphrase now. I know I'm butchering it, but you got to look that scripture up, man. I got so many scriptures I want to get to. But the point is, the Lord has everything already put in place. The destruction is pretty much on his way, as it's saying here. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled. See that? The fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consumeth the foundation of the earth. This is plain, man. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. See that? When these missiles are shot, they're not going to be turned backwards, man. And that's why you see Russia showing you how they strategically hit Babylon the Great, man. And they're showing this is on their so-called CNN or Fox NBC or whatever their news station is, man. They showing their people how they were going to attack Babylon the Great, man. Why would they be showing their people that, man? It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. So what's coming is going to come. It's not going to be, the time is not going to be changed because somebody don't believe or they don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime. They can't see it clear enough to prophesy about it. That's the reason why the Lord put the Spirit on the men of the Lord to bring it out. Not to everyone that believes that they are a teacher, man. So the Holy Spirit have to come on you for you to believe what you're teaching is from the Lord, man. The Spirit has to be fed to you, man. And Apostle Gabar always said that, man. And that's true. That's 100% true, man. Because what's coming on the earth is coming, man. And it's not going to be put off. It's not going to be put off. This is Isaiah 13, and I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, Isaiah 13:3, it says, I have commanded my mighty ones. I have also called my mighty ones. Slacky, I read it twice. Slacky, let me slow down. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger. Even them that rejoice in my highness, the noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. They come from a far country. See this? The Lord is speaking of missiles coming from a far country, man. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the weapons of his indignation. See that those missiles are the Lord's weapons as well, man. He gave Esau the technology to make these weapons, man. It says to destroy the whole land. The Lord created these missiles to destroy the whole land, man. Wherever those missiles hit, they destroy that whole entire land. But we know where they're going to hit, especially here in Babylon the Great, where the small headers are. Our land is going to be rebuilt. But here in Babylon the Great, it's not going to be rebuilt. This is Isaiah 54:16. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. And this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua telling you, these weapons are his. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument. See that? Those missiles are instruments of his work. I have created the waster to destroy. See that? The Lord has created the waster, which is, metaphorically speaking, of the missiles, man. And they're going to destroy Babylon the Great, man, without inhabitant. This is Isaiah 13, and I'm going to drop down to verse 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes. See that? Those are the modern day Russians, man. Those are the modern day Russians. Because they're in that land, Russia's in that land of the Medes, man. That's why the Lord compared them to the modern day Medes, man. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So they're not going to take the money of Babylon the Great. They're not going to care about the silver and the gold. It says there, bows also shall dash the young man to pieces. It's talking about their missiles, man. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So when they shoot those missiles off, they're not going to say, well, I know they got some kids that's just being born. I got this woman got newborn toddlers. That is not their, that's not going to be on their mind, man. That's not going to be on their mind. Their purpose is to destroy the whole land, man. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And we know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord rained down fire upon it, man. It's the same thing that's going to happen to modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's Babylon the Great, man. See, it's plain, man. And that's why we prophesy of the day of doom that's coming here. And our people are going to be judged here as well, man. This is the second death. The day of doom is the second death. The first death was the flood. The second death will be with fire, man. And that's the thermonuclear missiles, man. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. And that's talking about Babylon the Great, man. It's never going to be inhabited again, man. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, same thing is going to happen here. Neither shall Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. See that? Wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. So it's only going to be wild beasts and desert animals here, man. And the houses shall be full with doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. So it's going to be like the forbidden land, man. Never going to be inhabited. Nobody's ever going to come here again, man. It says, her time is near to come. It ain't talking about it's going to be a fall. We ain't supposed to say it's near to come. It's 1,000 years from now. The Lord telling you it's near to come, man. It ain't far off, man. It's not a far off time. It's talking about now. It said the time is near to come, and her days shall in her days shall not be prolonged. And that's not talking about the day of doom 20, 30, 40, 100 years, 1,000 years from now. It's talking about now, man. Hastening the time, man. Let's get in another translation. It says, hyenas, New Living Translation, hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in the luxurious palaces. Babylon days are numbered. See that? Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. It's not telling you to talk about prophesy of a day far off. The Lord wants us to prophesy coming now. Good News Translation. The towers and palaces will echo with the cries of hyenas and jackals. Babylon's time has come. It's not speaking of past tense. It has come now. Her days are almost over. That's not speaking of a time far off. And I could have got a little deep, and I could have got it in a blue letter. The point is made, man. It's not speaking of, if you're a language a scholar, you will see it's speaking of now, present tense. Even in the English translation, English translation version, it says, hyenas will cry in its towers, and jackals in its pleasant palaces. Its time is close at hand, and its days will not be prolonged. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen, man. It ain't far off, man. New Living Translation. Hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. And that's like I said, man, that's right around the corner, man. Tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? When I'm speaking tomorrow, I mean very soon, man. It's gonna happen very soon, man. Very, very soon. It's only gonna take. It's not gonna be a drawn out thing. Where you know, like the apostles always say, we get the chip. I ain't gonna say we. The Lord willing, I don't take no chip. I pray the Lord kill me before I do that. But the point is, people ain't gonna be walking around with a chip 10, 20 years, 5 years from now, and going into different places, eating and all that shit, man, living their best life. No, man, things are gonna transpire fast. It'll transpire very, very fast. As soon as people start getting that chip, the Lord is gonna start moving because they're gonna come against the men of the Lord, man, the women of the Lord, man. And they know they have to get the men of the Lord off the highways and byways because we're prophesying the truth. And they don't want no one going against their agenda, man. And that's how we know it's going to happen fast. This is Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50, and I'm going to drop down to verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become the desolation among the nations? And you're seeing that now, man. No nations are having any respect for Babylon the Great, man. That power of sanctioning people, that's gone, man. Everybody's going around those sanctions and shit, man. Going around the dollar. People are look. Africa's starting to use their own gas and shit, man. Everything is being put back in everybody's own land, man. And you can see this is being strategically done by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, because a lot of these nations are coming against Babylon because they feel like they have the power that they have now, man. 24, it says, I have laid a snare for thee, and that's a trap. And thou art also taken. Babylon thou was not aware. See, they have not been aware of the trap the Lord sprung out for them, man. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have opened his armory. See that? The Lord has opened his armory, man. Quick definition, armory. What's an armory? If somebody don't know, let's look that up real quick. If you don't know what an armory is, a place where weapons are kept, plain. A supply of weapons. So we know these weapons that the Lord has, these thermonuclear missiles, are open now. Because the trap is laid for Babylon the Great. The power is gone. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. We just read about them being shot from one end of the earth to the other end. And the weapons of the Lord's indignation, we just read in Isaiah 54. Those weapons are the wasters to destroy, man. For this is the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the uttermost border. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. And this is speaking about Babylon. This is the order the Lord is going to give to the nations, man. And not only the nations, the angels are the ones that's going to they're going to guide these missiles to where they land and where they go. That's why you have the chariots over those different silos in different places over the earth, man. The angels are going to guide those missiles, man. He's going to guide those missiles. The Lord might put the spirit on these Edomites to pop it off, but it's going to happen, man. It's not going to be talked down. Nobody's going to say, well, I'm going to call Putin at the last minute and see what he think about us getting a peace deal. It's not going to happen, man. The Lord has his purpose and it's already written. We can't change that. It's already written. And it will not be disannulled, man. The purpose is already put in place, man. The Lord, they're striven against the Lord. It's clearly what it says, because thou hast striven against the Lord. So your judgment is here, close to come, man. It's here at hand. It says, 26 again, it says, come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. And that's plain, man. And that's the reason why the prophets are speaking of the day of doom, the end of this time. And the destruction that's coming is going to leave Babylon utterly wasted. Nothing is going to be left. It says, slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them. See that? Destruction unto them, for their day is come, the time of her visitation. I don't know how anybody's going to get around it, man. How are you going to debate about that, man? The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, our power, the vengeance of his temple. And that's what we're telling you through the Spirit, man. This is the vengeance of the Lord is coming, man. And no one is going to change that. No one is going to talk the Lord down, man. It says, call together the archers against Babylon. See that? The Lord is continuing to reassure you the destruction is coming. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against her round about. Let none therefore escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's the point. Esau has been proud against Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, and against the Holy One of Israel. So your destruction is near at hand, man. It's not, and I'm going to tell you, it's not 20 years, it's not 30 years, it's not 1,000 years. It's either close as a year to a year and a half, man. 2 years the most, man. I get this place 2 years, man, if that. And I ain't giving it that long. I'm just making an assumption that it might be. I can't get this place no more than a year, 2 years at the most. Like I said, I can't even say that long. Because the nations are ready to fight, man. These nations are ready to fight, man. The small had us finna build a third. I ain't gonna say, I ain't gonna say the T word. They finna build a third building. And that's gonna stir up the Arabians, man. And they want to go against Iran, man. And they're not going to. They have their bull in the office now. They have the person that's going to back them all the way. So they're going to capitalize on that agenda that they want to accomplish, man. And like I said, man, only ones that can't see it are those that are not preaching it. They're not preaching it, man. They can't see it. Because the Lord has not opened their spiritual minds to see the things he wants to be brought out. That's only for the hopeful elect, man. Those that was chosen by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Let me drop down on this. Start at verse 34. Jeremiah 50:34 says, therefore, their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land, and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldees, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon. And what's that sword? These missiles, man. And her princes, and upon her wise men. See, the sword, which is the modern day missiles, are upon this land. It's already targeted, man. The sword is upon the liars. And who's lying to everyone, man? Rape, rob, and murdering everyone, man. Esau, Edom, man. And they have done, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. The sword is upon their horses, and upon her chariots, upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. And they shall become as women. A sword is upon their treasures, and they shall be robbed. And so why is the Lord telling you the sword is upon all these people, man? The Chaldees, Babylon, the liars, they shall dote. Let me get that. I skipped over that. I was burping at the same time. Dote. be extremely and uncritically fonded of. Let's see what it says in another translation. Just see. New Living Translation. A sword will strike her wise counselors, and they will become fools. A sword shall strike her mightiest warriors, and panic will seize them. So the sword is upon this place, man. The judgment is upon this place. And that's why we proclaim this information to you as the day of doom that is shortly to come. It's not a far off, man. We are here. Like I said, why is it saying the sword, the sword, the sword? And that's the judgment, man. They're not going to be able to put this day off. It says, therefore, the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the isles shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. And we know Babylon the Great is going to get judged and never be inhabited again. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. No one will ever build another house here. They ain't got to never worry about the housing market crashing, because there'll never be a house built here again. As power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, see that? The Lord continue to compare it to the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah when fire was rained down from heaven. It says, and the neighboring cities thereof, said Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. No one is ever going to live here or inhabit this land again. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and that's those Medes, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. So he's speaking of all those nations are going to come and rush. You can read that in Ezekiel 37, man. But the point is, he's raised up those nations to fight. He's raised up those nations to fight, man. And they're not afraid anymore, man. This is Isaiah, it's like Isaiah. This is Jeremiah 51. And I'm dropping down to verse 36. Just want to hit the point. This is Jeremiah 51:36. It says, therefore, thus say Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee. And I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. I should have went up, but you get the point, man. It says, Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment and an hissing without inhabitants. That's the point, man. This place will never be lived in again. That's the day of judgment, when this place is turned in 1 hour to rubble, to sand, dust. And 1 hour is going to take for this place to never be inhabited again. 1 hour, this place will never be inhabited ever, ever, ever again, man. And that's the day of doom. And that is the day of doom. So if you want to know if a person is truly a man of the Lord, they're going to be telling you about the day of doom. They're going to be prophesying of the day of doom and how it's going to happen and who it's going to happen to. This is Revelation 18. I can read the whole 18 because it describes America to the T. It describes Babylon the Great to the T. This is, I'm going to start at 10, I'm going to drop down. It says 9. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her. So they're going to be crying over this place when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, see that? At last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is her judgment come. See, it's not going to be drawn out, man. You ain't going to be having motherfuckers get the chip, they're going to go home and they're going to go back to working and start going back to hitting the clubs and shit. No, they're going to be drawn out like that, man. All hell is going to break loose, man. All manner of wickedness is going to be happening, man. It's never going to be the time before the CV-19, man. It's never going to go back that way, because once they bring it that MOTB in, it's over with. It's over with. Drop it down to verse 15. We'll end it with this. It is the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. So all the nations that sold goods over her, they're going to be weeping and wailing and saying, at last, that great city that was clothed with fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to nothing, man, to naught. And every shipmaster and company of ships and sailors, and as many as traded by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? See that? These other nations that came and made all this money, all them Arabians and all those Koreans and all those motherfuckers that came and made money off of us. They didn't make money off Babylon. They made money off of us, putting their businesses in our neighborhoods and rape robbing and us with all their goods, man, your hair products to your corner stores to your gas stations and shit. They're going to cry because they made all that money off us, man. And they know their time is coming, and we're going to do the same thing to them, man. So Lord William was edifying, man. The day of doom is near. Shalom.